Do you want a little snack? You want one of these?
We've got Janelle. Janelle is in. Hello.
Hi, sorry.
That's okay. Hello, hello. How are
Um,
you going?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
Yes.
Got lots of things coming up and leaving and coming up, and yeah,
Mm,
it's quite interesting because things are making a bit more sense to me now, which they weren't before. So,
What is making sense for you?
um, well, linking because I went through the video today, 'cause I just squeezed that in. Um, But like the channels and how they are like what their play-in is, because I actually filled in the board a bit more and did the strengths and the offers and just going through that and linking it all together, I guess, and the centers, and it's kind of just refreshed my brain, and I feel
Mm,
like I need to watch things like two times before I get it. Um, but yeah,
that's
so
neat.
that made a bit more sense to me.
Mm. That's absolutely fine. I feel human design is not something where you can kind of hear the concept once and then automatically understand it. It is complex and layered, and the more you kind of look at it through different lens, the more it's like, oh, that's how that works. So
Yeah.
that's a very exciting little breakthrough.
Yeah. And when you were talking about the energetic container that you provide for your clients, straight away I got Alice in Wonderland, choosing the right door. Like, are you too big or are you too small? Which door are you going to walk through? Like, where you don't fit in. Yeah, I had this little brain fart going on, so it was great. I didn't do anything. I wrote it all down, but yeah, I couldn't work out how to put it all together on Canvas because I was going to put the ad out there. But yeah.
Oh,
Well, okay, that's piqued my interest.
yes, same. You know, that to me is like the definition of a sacral response. Like you heard something and then you're like, oh, this is how I can apply it to my business. And then,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that download as well.
Yeah. And then I got the doors, all different size doors, which door do you go through,
Mm.
um
Um,
and the
so what?
time thing as well, like, are you running out of time?
Oh, yeah. So what happens when they walk through the door?
Well, one of them, if they walk through one door, it's the opposite on the other side. So if they're too small, the people inside will be too big. You know what I mean? Like, because that's like when you walk into a crowd, a lot of people feel small, right? And people look big to them. So that's the kind of energetic, um, yeah, thing. So when they walk through, are they actually fitting to where they need to be? And then, yeah, haven't really thought of any further past that, but
Yeah. Oh, you know what? It sounds amazing. I love it.
yeah. I guess then you can write something up about how, like how I've always felt small in a room, and, go on a little bit about myself and
Hmm.
how I felt and how now I feel like I'm owning my story, I guess, or owning it. I feel like
Mm.
since I've met my half brother, he's been texting me every day, and I just feel like so much has unraveled in my body. I tell you, it's just been bizarre. Yeah.
Well, there's no mistake. The timing on that one.
Mm,
Just as you're
abs-
starting, to put everything together in your business, start putting yourself out there. And it's like, just the piece that needed to happen in the background, I think.
mm.
We've also got Summer just on the ground here. I'm not sure if you can hear her, but she's making some sounds. Yeah. So there's
Yeah.
four of us today.
And my friend, because yeah, my friend was asking me about what my plans were, and we come up with intuitive weaving. So I don't think that's my right name yet. That's why I haven't been able to put it through because I'm
Mm.
Ah,
still evolving, I think. Yeah.
right.
Mhm.
So the thing she said was intuitive weaving because like going over like, you know, what do I do and who do I work with? That's kind of like still evolving and unpacking. So I think that's why I haven't, yeah, got the name. Because it doesn't matter what I do, it's just not taking my money. It's not, I've
Mm,
been on so many different computers. I've contacted them. It's still not going through. So
yeah.
I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna let it go now and
Mhm.
wait. Because I think listening to my intuitive hits is the way to go. It'll tell me when the right
Absolutely.
time is.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Um, and you mentioned something interesting in the chat as well about how you did that astrology reading and you felt like the structure didn't really
Mm.
work for you. So I'd love to kind of dive into that a bit deeper with you.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Well, what it was is because you had a script that you had to go by.
Mm,
So, I had to go through the script and it's like, oh, well, I've got to write every single thing down that I need to say because I won't remember it. It's like,
mm,
yeah, it always happens to me. But when I can just have a conversation with someone, then it seems to roll a bit easier. So, and, I had this whole thing about structure the other day. I was saying to my partner, it's like we get in a box, we drive to a shop, we hop in another box, and then we get in another box. And, I had this whole thing about boxes. So,
mm.
um, yeah.
Well, sounds like there's going to be another post about boxes as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Boxes and doors, like yeah.
Behind the door is a box. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting because I guess in that situation, it's not something that you would normally do. That's not how you would normally work with clients. It's like having a script that you have to read off, like in an actual situation with a client, you're able to like guide it, but with your intuition more so. But it is a good indicator of like, nope, that is not for me.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, like I had the feedback with him and he said I did perfectly well. He said I could hear when you were trying to read from a script. He said, but you did fine. Like she was engaging and I held the space for her and, blah, blah, blah. And see, even I was in the whole, oh gosh, I didn't do real good, It,
Mm,
and she did ask me for the recording. So when she asked me for the recording, I thought, well, hang on a minute, like maybe I
yeah.
did do okay, but yeah.
I feel like that's a really good example of like, a business that can work, but it just doesn't feel good. And the whole kind of business that you're building, and especially when you're building it in alignment with your intuition and your human design and who you are, like a soulful business, is like, well, it might look good, might the client might still get results, but if it doesn't feel good, you want a business that feels as good
Mm,
as it looks and as good as it sounds. And so I feel like, as Anna said before, like the timing is always perfect. Like this was the module where we're kind of looking at your offers and how do you want to structure it. And then that was like the universe kind of showing you, well, not
mm,
this way.
yeah, yeah.
And then it can kind of redirect you to how you want to do it because you used a lot of words of like, feeling like you needed to, you couldn't be guided by your intuition. So,
Mm,
mm.
yeah.
So
And
if Nat was to share the screen where you've updated the information with, ideas for offers and that kind of thing, like you were mentioning before, is that the mood board or the spreadsheet?
the mood board.
Okay,
Yeah.
Right.
we'll get
Yeah,
that one up so we can have a little look.
the strengths. Yeah.
Sounds good. Give me,
I also had two, like, this is so random, but I live like 20 minutes out of town, so we don't live anywhere in rural, like in residential area. I had two Jehovah Witnesses turn up this morning, and like
Oh,
I've got a gate like right at the front. They have to walk down the driveway. They literally have to stop on a main highway to come in and have a chat with me. And like I've in the whole 7 years I've lived here, it's never happened.
yeah, you would have got a fright to have someone even at the door.
Well, yeah, and they come in and they like having a full-on conversation with me. And this is what I'm trying to say. Like it wasn't structured. They were just having a conversation. And I was just rattling off all this stuff. And this lady's like, oh my goodness, you are so insightful. And it's like, oh, okay. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it was just the whole
Yeah.
not needing to have any sort of script or anything. It was
Yeah.
really the
That's when it
polarity.
flows.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, whereabouts are our strengths?
right in the middle there.
Oh, yes. Here.
Yeah.
Perfect. Can we zoom?
Yeah. I started
Zoom
zooming
in.
before. I went a little too far, but let's see. Oh,
Hmm. Doesn't seem to be zooming on.
yeah. Hmm.
Maybe if you go out of presentation mode.
Yeah, hang on. I'm a little scared. It's at 300%. 1 second. Mm, hmm. Trying to work out why I can't. Why we can't zoom
What if you
in.
go back up in the top left corner? Hmm.
So all I've done is just click on the link in the
Gotcha.
Google. Yeah.
Oh, maybe because this is the version that Janelle created, so we don't have edit access.
Yeah.
That's why we can't get it to the.
Can't zoom it in. Yeah.
Okay, what about if you zoom in using the web page? So up the top right corner, those three dots.
Well, yeah, that's what I was just doing. I was at
Oh,
300%. I'm at 500.
okay.
Yeah, it's not, unfortunately.
Okay, that's all
Yeah.
right.
Can you
Can
read
you
them
see
out to
on?
us?
Yeah,
Have you got them with you, Janelle?
I'll have to go to my page. Hang on a sec. Um,
Oh, it's looking great.
okay, so what I put was the channel of concentration, and it's like improving something that will make a difference to the world. So I am here to bring determination and focus into everything and anything I do. I have a gift for being able to concentrate oh gosh, I can't even read that, my entire being into processes and projects. Um, the channel of exploration. I step into my power by being aligned with myself. I'm here to do what I love in life, and when I can trust in this, I truly display my power. Channel of discovery. I'm here to immerse myself in the discoveries of life and let go of any attachment, expectation, and outcome. I'm here to create, this channel of perfected form. I'm here to create something beautiful out of my life and love the art of creating simply for my own enjoyment. Channel of transformation. I'm here to transform untapped potential into lasting.
Oh, did we just lose her?
we did.
Oh,
She's back.
we got
Okay,
you.
I don't know what happened then. I was reading it all out and I didn't even know
The
you'd gone.
transformation one you were up to.
Did you hear all of that one?
Not all of it.
Okay, so I am here to transform untapped potential into lasting transformation, helping myself and others turn possibility into reality. And the channel of power, I have the gift to hear what is being said through tone rather than words.
Mm.
Yeah. And that's a lot of channels with that gate 57, which happens to be my conscious son. But that is the
And there's
gate
also
of
my one channel in there.
yes. And the gate 57 is all about intuition. And so obviously that's a really strong theme in your chart.
Mm,
And not only that, gate 57, it's all about hearing what's being said, but then reading between the lines and hearing all those undertones. So, yeah, you can really hear that coming through in the work that you want to do and
mm,
share, but then you can also see it in your chart.
yeah.
Mm.
And even the name of your business. And yeah, so it means that we're on the right path with everything we're looking to create, well, the things that are being currently created.
Yeah,
So that's a good place to be.
Yeah.
Very exciting place.
I think it's giving me more a sense of self too, because I didn't really know me. And I guess that's part of my chart too, is that knowing knowing myself, knowing who I am, and that's who I'm
Mhm.
supposed to be in the world. So if I don't know who I am, then I'm not going to be anything, am I?
Mm.
So
Mm.
yeah, it's been a big journey. I was actually listening to a friend today just before you guys came on. And she was talking about something that she was experiencing. So it was quite interesting because I read that today saying that I can like feel energy between the words or whatever. Yeah, I could hear something in her voice when she was talking, and I just kind of asked her about it. And yeah, it just opened up this whole other area for her to like journal on. So it was really, really interesting. And getting it's like when something's shown to me, then I can implement it in my life and really bring it out so I can see it and do it, so to speak.
Mm.
That makes sense.
Yeah. You know that reading between the lines, like just those words. Last time we were talking about the books and the book
Mm,
theme and the chapter, and I just feel like, oh, that's just like another little tidbit to add
yeah.
to your words that you can use reading between the lines, because that is very powerful. That's, the clients sometimes they don't know, and it's like your intuition guiding them to those things that maybe they can't admit to themselves, or they it's a blind spot. So yeah, that's really powerful to for you to know that that's your gift, and then now you can you've got that language to speak into to share when you're promoting your business.
Mm,
Mm.
yeah.
And yeah, when you were speaking before about, how working on yourself, like they say, like running a business, being an entrepreneur is like basically the biggest personal development, self awareness journey that you can ever go on, because it's not for the faint-hearted. And so, and
Mm,
that's another sign that you're on the right track.
yeah. Yeah. Nice.
Mhm.
Just keep the ball rolling.
That's right. So you also mentioned you had the client who was inquiring about working
Yeah.
with you again. How did that go?
Well, we made a time, but then she kind of texted me and said, "Oh no, I've got too much going on," and so she pulled out. I was like, "All right, that's okay. That's cool."
Mhm.
I've known her for years, so she'll come back later when she's ready. Just fun, just wait for her. I
Mhm.
think I wrote another question down, but oh, okay, yeah. Um, is it okay to ask a question?
Go for it.
Absolutely.
Um, so I was looking into the unconscious Mars placement, so the vocation sphere. So the three things on that, so it's like mine is half-heartedness, and um the gift is commitment, and the core wound, no, sorry. Core wound's half-heartedness, city is devotion, and the gift is commitment. So
Is that
um
gate 29?
yeah,
Yeah.
29.4.
Yeah.
So when I was what was I doing? Oh yeah, the rejection of half-heartedness holds me back from material success. This is healed through gentleness. The gift of commitment connects me to the infinite. So what does that mean? Is it commitment to myself, or is it commitment to everything?
Hmm. It is a good question, because that is a sacral gate. So it is all about like response. So the answer is kind of both.
Okay.
But in that particular one, because it's, connected to business, that's the lens that you're looking at it through, if that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah. And so if we look at it from the human design perspective, gate 29 is also known as the gate of saying yes. It's like, yes, yes, yes. But you could be saying yes to amazing things that fill you up, or you could be saying yes to everyone and anything, and then you burn out the energy. And so the power of that gate, and also the fact that you have that whole channel there as well, is like your yes carries a lot of power behind it. And when
Okay.
it's the right thing, especially when it comes to your business and the work that you're doing, then the yes is not in like necessarily that you're like, an energizer bunny, but it's that dedication, it's that devotion, it's that commitment, it's that discipline. And so it's like if you're only half-heartedly putting your energy into something, then it's potentially not the right
Mm,
thing.
yeah.
So it doesn't have to be like, a lot of the time when you think of like, oh, I've got the energy behind something, you think you're going to be like straight out of the gate, but it's more of that like that commitment, that devotion. So I always love the energy of that gate of like your yes carries like a lot of discipline and devotion and commitment, but that commitment, it is like almost like a sacred commitment. It's like this is what I'm committing my energy to. This is my soul's work. This is what I'm doing.
Okay.
Does that shine any light?
Yeah, yeah, it does. Does the line 4 mean anything in that?
Hmm. I might just have to look it up because off the top of my head, what does it say in front of you? If you remind me.
It was just like 29.4.
Yeah. In the Gene Keys guide, it will give you like the specific line, what it means. But anytime there's a line for, it's going to be about community. So in this case, like when you're working, it's like the people you're working with, your network, your relationships, your community.
Okay, so this one says sales director, the sales genius. So what does that entail?
Well, that's cool.
Mm.
So I actually have the um, same one as you, but it's my pearl. So this is like the, ultimate thing for me to, unlock abundance.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so, but mine's the 6 rather than the 4 when it comes to the line. Um, so the difference with yours, obviously, it's around sales and being able to give the things that the community wants, like the tribe. It's like knowing what it is that you can be devoted to that uh, really serves their needs. And so, yeah, it's like looking, which I feel like even last time that we met, we were talking about like who is that ideal client, and if you were to have that sentence of like, that sums up everything that you do. Um,
Mm.
so that's an example of like knowing who it is that you're serving, but then being able to speak about it or like do sales in a way that really like resonates with those people.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And
it's
it almost also speaks into like, um, yeah, the power of your community. Like the line for energy is kind of like, I know someone who can help you. And it's almost like that doesn't necessarily, I feel like this is coming up for you a lot, Janelle, already. You're already seeing, but you constantly have people referring to you, like your friends, like, oh, Janelle can help you, blah, blah. So it's like the line for is that the network of that energy is like the opportunities that come is through the people you know, if that makes
Righto.
sense. So it's like
Yeah.
your community is already kind of referring your business to you, and it's just that sales genius is coming like making that network work for you, and it's and almost energetically something that's happening on a frequency level when you're in alignment. Those opportunities, those people are kind of magnetizing to you already. The genius aspect is like there's so many ways you could play that. It means that potentially like you referring other people to things is there's business opportunities there for you. So you can look at it lots of different ways, but I feel like if you just strip it back to community and like what Anna said about the devotion to what does your community need? Like you're sharing your work and it's serving the people around you, the people you want to help. And then they're also referring people to you because they can see that you have what they need and that you can help them.
But it's like you can't control that side of the equation. That kind of just works itself out. So it's like you focus on your side of things, and then the rest are like natural byproducts that happen afterwards.
Yeah.
No. Hang on a sec. Sorry, my daughter just came in.
That's
No,
okay.
all good. Yeah, my daughter came in too.
Yeah, mine's 21 though.
Oh, I woke her up
Little
with
older.
my laughing. I've kind of lulled her off to sleep, so
Oh,
I'll
well
just
done.
sleep a little bit quieter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Righto. Yep, that makes sense.
Yeah, so what I was saying then was, yeah, if you just focus on the part that you can control. So the part you can control is that you figure out how you can, in a, devoted way, serve that community, give them what they need. And then the byproduct, natural byproduct of that will be the referrals and like people saying, you've got to reach out to Janelle and, people in the community like starting to become known in the community for it. That's what happens afterwards. And part of the reason that happens is because you have this energy in your chart. But that's less controllable by you. What you can control is the, devotion to your community and the work that you're doing.
Right. So just pretty much word of mouth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so the word of mouth is really the natural byproduct.
Mhm.
Your work to be devoted to is being of service, and but in a way that really serves those people in your community, and then they'll start raving about you.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Because yeah, the line 4, you always think opportunists, but I always actually think heart and service and like the intention that you're serving your community with. It's like I'm not just doing it to make a sale, it's because I truly want to serve these people and help them. And so it's just devotion to your craft, your business, your work, and the people that you're working with.
Yeah.
And yeah, just knowing that your yes, when you have a sacred response to that yes, and you put your whole sacred energy behind it, that's really powerful.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
I will pay more attention to that.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, I started because the brain fog was being a little bit overbearing, so I went and got some mushrooms, some mushroom powder and some, stuff to get my brain unfoggy and just to,
Yeah.
yeah, it seems to be working a little better. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, you said everything's starting to click, so
Yeah. Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah. Well, I'm just going to keep taking it, even if it isn't that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
The other thing
Okay.
that can really help with the brain fog is just water, like more water. I feel like it's something so simple, but yeah, I forget, to just have like glasses of water or
Mm.
like a drink bottle next to you all the time and just making sure that you're always hydrated. And,
Mm.
because your
Yeah, I
brain,
do.
yeah,
Yeah. It's so
your brain
true.
is what, 80% water or something? It's like,
Mm.
yeah,
Mm.
needs it to function.
It's so true. I mean, we moved this weekend. It's been a massive weekend, really long days. And my husband and I, like since Friday morning, we've both just felt so dehydrated. And no matter how much water we have, we can't save it. So we've been having these it's called Hydro Mama, but it's like these sachets that
Uh-huh.
have like um B vitamins and magnesium and all of that. That's really helping. But yeah, when you're so dehydrated, you really can't think. Like we're getting to the end of the day and we're like, oh, what do we have to do next? And our brain was just like mush. And then when you had the hydro mama, felt a bit more hydrated, we're like, okay, now we can play. So yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, give it a go.
hmm
Yeah. No, I always drink my water. If I don't have water, I'll have herbal teas.
hmm
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, the other thing that you mentioned was that you had that idea of a post to do, and then you were going to use Canva for it, but then, it got too difficult, or, you gave up on it for some reason. So explain why you didn't finish it.
I got
And
sidetracked.
okay. You got sidetracked. Okay.
I
What was
went
the
down a
goal?
rabbit
What was the
hole.
goal? And of
What
course you
was
did. You went down the rabbit hole.
I did. Hang on, I'll turn the page. Okay, so I went over and I kept watching the video. Um, oh, that's right, because I also put down Harry Potter or other witchy, like I was trying to work out what other witchy little things could happen. Because then you can add in the herbs, magic, witchcraft, astrology, that the
Mhm.
woo-woo stuff. But I mean, I felt the Alice in Wonderland one was just like the bomb. Um,
Mm.
but no, I think I got sidetracked and I went into the ground zero and, how does your offer transform them? Because it was like, okay, here I've got this idea. Now where do I go? And I think that's why I watched the next bit of the video because then it tells you about the, transforming them from where they're at to where they want to be. So,
Mhm.
and then I just didn't get to it because, yeah.
Yeah, so that was today that you had
Yeah.
it done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we'll be watching this week. Very excited to see it come out.
Well, I'll send
Been
it to you
ready.
first.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, Harry Potter is another one you could absolutely. Anna and I love Harry Potter, but I feel like when you were speaking about the Alice in Wonderland, you were like, your energy,
Yeah.
yes, this is
Mm.
the one.
Yeah.
And I feel like your fractal line are going to really respond to Alice in Wonderland as well. So, yeah,
Mm,
always following like the things that you're most passionate about.
Yeah.
Um, it's like Nat went to the Harry Potter exhibition on the weekend, and
Oh,
if she
wow.
starts sharing about that in her content a little bit more when she gets a chance.
actually, yes, I filmed like so much B-roll and content, but because it's been a crazy weekend and that was just not great timing to have that booked from long ago to go to, you'll be seeing a lot of Harry Potter themed stuff coming through this next few weeks,
Awesome.
because they had
But
all,
that's
yeah,
going to really resonate with Nat's fractal line, because that's something that she's super into. So that energy comes through, that like, it feels really fun and exciting for everyone else because Nat's bringing that kind of energy to it.
Yeah.
And so, when you had that joy kind of coming through when you were talking about Alice in Wonderland, like other people are going to feel like that
yeah,
as well. So
Yeah.
that's
yeah.
energetically what's at play.
And I would say it doesn't mean you can never use Harry Potter, but it's like, just one thing at a time. Focus on
Yeah.
the one thing, get it, yeah, and
Absolutely.
go
Yeah.
from there, yeah. To
I
make it
don't
more
think Harry Potter
complicated.
would be something I would do anyway, even though I love Harry Potter.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen Magicians, it's probably more where I'd go, but
Hmm.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. I feel like Alice in Wonderland, when you said it, in my mind, I could just see really clearly how all the visuals that you already have
Yeah.
tie in really well with that. Like even the tea party and
Yeah.
Mad Hatter, like there's so many things. So,
Absolutely. Yeah.
mm,
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
and
it's
I like it
fun.
because it's like a little bit quirky, a little bit different, like fun, like,
Yeah.
unique. It celebrates everybody's kind of, uniqueness.
Yeah, exactly.
sorry.
So I feel like
Something
that's a
just
good.
fell behind me. That's box.
Was it a falling star?
Maybe. Falling boxes. Okay,
Yeah.
all good. Just gave me a fright. Mm.
That
Okay. Did you
was
have any other questions that you wrote down during the week?
um I don't think so. I think that was it. Um yeah, no, I think that was it.
Mhm.
I mean, like when you said about the signature method, I kind of wrote a little bit about that. So what you talk about, like the three-step process.
Mhm.
Um, well, I put where are you at? How can I help you? And what will you achieve? Like, but that's yeah. No, it wasn't any question or anything like that. I was just playing with some words.
Mm. Yeah, so I feel like they those questions would go along with what your actual process is. So, um, last time when we met, did we decide um, what was it, self-love or abandonment that we decided in the end was the
I've got no idea.
I feel like it was self-love.
yeah, but
Shell.
abandonment kind of made
Mhm.
like still kind of gets covered through that.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm.
yeah, so basically your process would be like, what are the steps that somebody goes through to create that self-love for themselves?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And basically it might be similar to the journey that you went through.
Yeah. Yeah. So what we
I reckon
can't.
they would have been a bit easier though. Maybe,
Mm.
maybe not. But yeah, wouldn't
Yeah.
it, I mean, does that really happen? Like, have you ever come across anyone that have gone through similar to what you have and it's been pretty much spot on?
I think that um, that's what your lived experience is that goes along with the modalities that you have. That as you were learning these modalities, probably they kind of, what's the word? Like tied up some of the pieces in that process for you as well. And so it's like you've been on this self-love journey from like not loving yourself to loving yourself. And there were things that you picked up along the way. And really, these are the sessions that you'll be doing with people. It's like, okay, we have to do a session on, you know, releasing all the negative emotions. We have to do a session on um uh the abandonment and where that might have shown up in, the past.
Yeah, yeah, I
And
get
so
what you
it's like,
mean. Yep.
yeah, how can you almost like break up your journey into the modalities that could assist someone to move through those things, if it makes sense?
Yeah. And like structure, but with not trapping you in a box with that
Yeah. So it's like
flexibility and that
when you've
room
got
to
your
move.
general plan, but it's like you'll have a client and then you'll intuitively know, oh, we're not starting there. Like we have to
Mm,
start here with you. So it's like you have your framework, you have your methodology, but that's so that then everybody else gets an idea of what your work is, and you even have like, something to lean on as well if you're like, oh, I don't even know what I'm doing today, so you've always got that there.
mm,
But it's always just bringing your intuition to the session. It's like, oh, we're doing this, and then as
Mm.
long as you're getting the result, it doesn't matter whether you've ticked every single box of your methodology or not.
mm.
um
Yeah.
that's it's almost like an easy way to have people see like the journey that you could take them on. But everybody's journey is going to look a little bit different. Like you said, like, is everyone going to follow the exact self-love journey that I did? So, maybe not to a T, but intuitively you're going to know where to take them because you
Got
have
self,
been,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know
And
you're on
Self-love is
the
self-love,
side.
yeah.
yeah.
And then you just pull from your experience to
Mm,
help them and share and make them feel seen and not alone and all of those things. But I would say, even in this container here, what's really interesting is, we've got the missing magic mastermind kind of mapped out with the 6 realms. But as you were going through them, every time you're like, okay, this is what I need to focus on, it's like, well, guess what? That's
mm.
next. So it's just kind of like, um, magically happens like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
so
it's
that's an example. So we've got our methodology, which you're currently moving through.
Mm,
And yeah, it's funny how, but even like Nat said, there are parts that are just like, have worked out perfectly. And then also we do these calls. These calls are very intuitively led, really. You know, we don't jump on and like first 10 minutes we do this, next 10 minutes we do this, 10 minutes we do this. Like it's, you know, we find out what's been happening over the last couple of weeks, any questions, you know, what intuitively comes out of us speaking, and then what are some other things that would be relevant for you right now that would help you in the next stage. And then, yeah, so that's very intuitive. And then at the end of the call, we let you know what's coming up next. So we've got, you know, there's a tiny bit of structure, but really it's an intuitive session. But we do have structure in, you know, the recorded calls and the document that we're following together with, and the mood board, the
branding
spreadsheet
template.
as well. So it's like, you know, there's structure there, but it's also an intuitive process. So these are things that, you know, you can take things like leaves out of books from different trainings that you've done and
Well, let's
experiences that
just
you've
write
had.
that down. Oh, actually, AI will record that for us. Leaves out of books.
Yeah. So there will be parts of people's way of teaching that you resonate with, that you'll be able to implement into your coaching. Like I had a business coach who organized all of her clients into Google Drive folders. And I was like, brilliant. And so that's what I started doing. And so, now I have all of my clients, I've got their own like special folder, and in there I can put any resources I want to send them, and just know that it's all there in one spot. And, you know, I was trying to, before that, I was like, oh, I'll use like course platforms for some things, and I'll use Facebook groups, and and it was just like in different places. And I'm like, oh, this is great, it streamlines it. But I was also, you know, trying to design things on Canva, and then, you know, I send them one resource from here and one from over here and one from YouTube, and then, but there was no like one spot where all of that got collated together, unless I just like search back through our Facebook, like messenger chat or something like that. So yeah, just an example of, you might see something that somebody else is doing, and then you're like, oh yeah, that would be like a good thing to have in my structure or part of my coaching sessions. It might be at the end of your coaching. It might be the fact that, you know, you can do them on Zoom, and then AI takes your notes for you, and then afterwards you send them the client notes. Could be something that makes life easier for you in that way if you're doing an online session. Or, you know, questions that you send beforehand, or, you know, videos you send afterwards. There's so many different ideas that you could do. But yeah, just think about what parts have you really enjoyed in your learning experience in different courses and programs and coaching that you've done. And then take all the best bits. And that's what people get when they do coaching with you.
Yeah. And remember that, you know, when get out there and do the sessions, and that's going to really be probably the biggest indicator of how you want to set it up. Because as you're doing it, you'll be like, oh yeah, that's really working and I love this. And then other times you're like, actually, you know what? That actually really isn't needing to be there. It's not as supportive. It's just kind of taking up time. So you can play with it. You can have the idea and set it up. But then get some clients, like, you know, and see, just start, and then that's when you can play around and really refine. I think the
And a good
biggest,
example, just on that, Nat, a good example at the moment is Sammy in our Soulful Marketing Mastermind chat. So she's trying out a new offer at the moment. So she asked, is there anyone in the chat who has this and this? If you do, I'll do your website for free. And so Kerry put her hand up for that. She had those two things in place. And so now Sammy's doing that website for free. But now do you see how Sammy's like, okay, and then for the other people in the chat, like happy to do like a half price, you know, so that she can get some clients and practice her new thing that she's putting out there. But also, like, everybody else gets to benefit as well. So this is an example of something that you can do just to kind of get some clients in the door. Like at the start, is firstly you could offer, I wouldn't do, you know, more than 1 or 2 or 3 free sessions if you're going to do that. But really, it's what's a strategy around like half price coaching or something like that, just so that you can get some runs on the board, because that's when you're taking that action. Um, like Nat said, that's when, everything's going to start falling into place even more, and you're going to, learn so much in that process. And so if you're wanting your business to become a sustainable thing that's earning money, that supports you in that way, and also you get to help a lot of amazing people, got to start somewhere. Got to start
Yep.
putting it out there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's a difference between the person posting once per month versus the person who's posting multiple times um during a week.
Yep.
So yeah, the more that you can get it out there. Of course, you have to be clear on what the thing is that you want to get out there. And so that's
Yeah.
all part of the process of what we're doing right now.
Yep.
But yeah, step by step, as things fall into place, it's like, yep, I can make a move on this part now. I've got this part clarified. And you don't have to have everything. So, for example, you may not have your business name, but that doesn't stop you from coaching people. You've coached
No.
people in the past without having a business name,
Yep.
Registered.
Yep.
Yeah.
And remember, until you're earning, about 10 grand within your business, you can still call it a hobby anyway. So you would still be within the realms of that, until you have that number of clients. So, don't be scared to like get out there and start practicing some things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a client that I'm doing a human design chart for, so
Oh,
but I'm going to add in the astrology with it. I think I told you about it, and I was really hesitant about doing it, but now that I've learned astrology, it's like, oh no, I'm just going to add that in there and just add a bit more spice to it, because it's the whole structure of it. It's just, yeah, it's kind of, I've got to fit some more stuff in there, and yeah, now I'm excited to do it. So
that's the word. That's what we're looking for.
mm,
Yeah.
yeah,
Amazing. I
and he
feel,
is a paying client too. So
yay. That's awesome. I was just going to say with the offer, just going back a little bit to what we were saying before, um, don't put so much pressure on having to have it perfect either. Like when you are setting it up and going, okay, what's the transformation? What am I taking through? Like Anna said, you can use your intuition in the sessions, but you're building a freedom business, so you can change things anytime you want. And so I feel like just even having that in the back of your mind gives you a lot of freedom and flexibility. Like, right, here's that loose structure, just so I've got that framework. I can explain it to people. If somebody asks me, I can share that with them. But when I'm in with a client, then I've got that freedom and flexibility to move intuitively. And this is my business. If I want to change the offer, I can. If I want to refine it, add things to it, take things away, you can. And so, just having that kind of intention and headspace of going, okay, I'm not putting myself in a box. You can take that pressure off and create it how you want to create it. And I feel like when you create it from that space, it's so much more easier for you to talk about, because you're like, yeah, here's the framework, but you know that you've got all this magic that you can pull on.
yeah, yeah, cool. Thank you.
And speaking of talking about your offer, that's really where we're kind of heading into for the next round, which is all about magical messaging. So we looked at magnetic marketing a few weeks back, where we were looking at your branding. The messaging is really deep diving into like the content and what you're saying. And so how you kind of share that offer through your content and through the way you speak. So that's going to be a very exciting next step and next round to dive into. I feel like it really is kind of where you're at, because you want to create that post, you want to start talking about things. So this will be supportive in that.
Sweet. See, I just got to wait for you guys to, give me the video, and then I can go do it. For some reason, that's the way it's working out.
Well, your sacral's responding to something and giving you
Yeah,
the
it is.
energy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah. And that's, you're not having to throw spaghetti at the wall. You kind of can be like, oh, yep, this is the next thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. This has been all a very, very huge journey for me. It's kind of, yeah, it's opened up a lot, that's for sure.
Mm. Yeah. And, you know, like Nat said at the start, this is one of the biggest personal development journeys you can go on. And, you know, you've got it
Absolutely.
coming from all angles at the moment. You've got your business stuff, your family stuff, like, so
Mm,
yeah, I feel like, you know, give yourself credit where credit's due. Like you're, you know, really getting a lot of things sorted all at once at the moment.
mm,
So, which is, you know, I'm excited to see where all of this leads. You know, we've still got a little bit more time left together, so let's make the most of that. And yeah, I'm excited to see where this takes you.
absolutely. I got the gated drive, right?
Yes, we all have that gate.
Yeah, nice.
Yes.
Nice.
So amazing.
Yeah,
All right.
thank you.
Well, yes, as always, if you have any questions, pop them in the chat and we'll share the next video with you very shortly so you can start watching that.
Okay, that'll be good. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Awesome.
All
Right. Okay,
Uh,
see you later, alligators.
See ya. Have a good night.
You
Yeah, you
too.
too.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, ladies. Bye.
Bye.